We've had 40 years of a diet of extreme capitalism.
Right.
And just looking around New York and looking at the infrastructure and looking at your country, you can clearly see that the last 40 years have been really detrimental.
Right, yeah, it's not working for the everyday person. Right?
Especially to those who can least afford it.
Right, and so the winners are taking all the spoils and leaving everybody else out, and there's really no place, and we've got to create our own. And we've got to create our own as a collective, because we can't afford to be fighting with each other over little stuff, because that's how they keep winning. Sometimes I talk about, well, let's get your children, get the youth involved in a co-op first, even if the parents can't do it. Because the young people can do a bunch of stuff as cooperators. One, they can bring a little income to themselves and their families, especially by the time they're in high school. Two, they can actually, often the co-ops that they start are solving community problems that they noticed as kids, as young people, and so they're addressing a community problem. And three, once they start getting involved in co-ops, of course their parents, or most parents, are going to get interested or involved or try to take some time to understand. So one of my strategies is to actually say, well, let's help the young people.
So it's an oblique sell. You're solving the problem indirectly.
Right.
And therefore heading off the sort of the clashing of heads to say, look, we can't do this. Because there is a lot of inertia. And there's also a lot of fear.
Well, there's a lot of fear and a lot of frustration and stress, right? People are stressed and traumatized. This whole society is stressing and traumatizing all of us, but especially people who are really trying to make ends meet. And so again, trying to figure out, how do we talk about the positives? How do we show people that they already have assets, even though they're not the traditional financial assets that they think of, but assets of their human power, their friendships, their relationships, their children, right? That those assets can help them to do something better and to change slowly.